Well, hello! Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Okay.
And we are working on our self-portrait. Can't say that right. Could not say that right. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do real quick is say hi to Burl and Teresa and Greg and Amy, and there'll be more coming in. And I'm going to quickly discuss what I did with the board, because the last time we saw it, I was just making my pattern, which is still attached. I haven't removed it yet. May not for a little while, and that's totally fine. So I used graphite paper, specifically, let me find it, Walnut Hollow, because it is true graphite without wax, so it's easier to remove off the board. We don't have to worry about any kind of toxic issues, and it erases. Use a light hand, and what I do is I cut it. It comes in like an 18 by 20 or something like that sheet in that package, but I actually cut it down to a much smaller piece. And if you're in the Facebook group or Drawing with Fire group, you've already seen photos of what I did here. Is I cut that down into smaller pieces. I start on the left side because I'm right-handed. That way my hand isn't resting on the graphite as I'm transferring it. And I move around as I need it. You'll see dots on here. Those are my shadow lines. I didn't need main lines for that. My picture was a little longer than my board, so I did cut it down, which I'm actually happier with that. I'm kind of offset on the board, so I'm not right in the middle, and that makes it a little bit more interesting composition-wise. Oh, I sanded the board 220. I bought this one at Michael's a long time ago, actually. I sanded it 220, 320, 400. But before I did that, should have had this in mind, I actually wet the board down and let it raise the grain. And what that does is it raises the grain to equal what that grain would have been when you put your varnish on it, which keeps the board smoother. So that's why you do that. And then did the sanding and wiped down with denatured alcohol. I get asked all the time about denatured alcohol. It cleans the wood, it gets any kind of residue off of it, it helps remove graphite, and it also allows the wood for a brief second to darken the way it normally would if varnish was applied. That way you can see if any burn disappears because the wood has darkened, not your burn going away. Alrighty, I got all that, I think. Do we have my cat stopped? Hey, Barb.
Barb's here. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm starting on the eyes, and I'll zoom in closer here in a second. And I think, based on my pupil size, I'm actually going to start off with the 19M ball tip. What you kind of want to do, if at all possible, is use a tip that is closer in size to the area you're burning. It'll burn smoother, take less time, and be less frustrating. There is one thing I still got to do. Pretty sure I have a piece of basswood on the side here. Oh, and photo-wise, I have a black and white photo. I have a colored photo. And then I also have a gigantic photo of my eyes so that I can see detail like the eyelashes and where things are at. I will do this for each part of the face as we go, and I can just hold that. I don't have to clip it down. One thing I wanted to show is why you want to do a black and white in color and why you want to do your pattern with your color is so you can see more details, because the biggest one you can see right here is you see the streak, the extension I put in my hair. In this photo, it went away. You can't tell the difference because tonal value, this color is the same color tonal wise as my hair. So that's why using a color photo helps you get things mapped out better on your pattern. And then burning with looking at a black and white and sepia helps you to see the total values and keep everything balanced. So that is that. Hey Sheila, hey Arlene. So I am going to take a sip of my hot cocoa. See if I happen to have a piece of basswood hanging out for a test board. Oh, I never tested that one. And that's cardboard. Go with that one. Let's see here. This was my basswood. Bummer. That looks like birch. I've got a bag of wood and I have forgotten what is what.
What about that Liechtenstein test that you did over there?
That's birch.
Oh.
My basswood piece is... You can use the back of your wood. Not a big deal. I'm not going to, but you can use it as an option. I can alter... I'm just going to use this piece of wood, though it is not birch. If you look at my cabinet over there... I'm sorry, I thought I was completely ready. Or, no, you know what? You dance for the peoples. I'll do this.
Ah, there's the camera.
Dance for the people.
This is how we dance.
Keep them entertained for just a second. Then I got... Alright.
Why am I dancing?
To keep them entertained.
Because you said so?
Because I asked so nicely.
She didn't ask nicely.
Alright, this is my bag of woods.
Okay. That dancing is over.
Because I needed to make sure that they were entertained. Alright, you see, I've got a bag of wood, so now I'm going to have to quickly... And this wood's going to be a different color. I got this bag at Michael's under their wood section. And I got one birch and one basswood. And I ended up throwing everything in one bag, which is not... I don't know why I did that. That looks like birch. And even if I use one of these sticks, it's fine. I just need to test my heat. This I know is birch. So, you know what? We are just going to go with one of these. And we shall live. Because it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to get as close to my wood. So when I'm testing, it's accurate. But if you go with a lower heat, you can adjust. So no big deal. Alrighty. So we are not going to get started because I did not turn my pin on. I thought I was good. Alright, I'm going to start just shy of 4. I'm using the Optima one Dual, my favorite burner. And it's the one I absolutely recommend. And as that's heating up, because hopefully you're not burning right now, because we're going to discuss all this. For the project, burn from today, this afternoon, till next Tuesday, where we're going to work on the nose. That way you're not feeling overwhelmed with this project. And if you have questions, it's easier if we're all kind of on the same page. Yes, Greg, I'm talking to you, buddy. Anyway, so this is what I would like you to do, if at all possible. So we're just going to be talking, and as I'm working, you know, hanging out, chatting, asking questions. When you go to work on this, maybe have this video running so that you can listen to it, fast forward to the burning part, especially if you already know how to prep your wood and get it transferred and all that other stuff. So what I would like you to do right now with me for the first time, please do this with me, is we're going to close our eyes.
Closing my eyes.
We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to blow it out and say this crop doesn't matter. Because if you, I know there's some of you, Burl, talking to you, feeling very stressed over this. This is practice. This is to help you learn. It's for you to make mistakes, because the more mistakes you make, the quicker you'll learn to burn correctly, because you're fixing them. So just deep breath, shake it out, and say, I don't give a crap. It's okay. What is the worst that's going to happen? Okay, you can stop breathing now.
That doesn't matter. I'm sorry I got too relaxed.
What is the worst thing that could possibly happen on this? You screw up so badly that you really don't know how to fix it, so you sand it. It's not the end of the world. You're not going to lose your artist license. Somebody's not going to come and take your burner because you're screwed up. Totally okay. So we're just going to relax. We're going to have fun. And we're going to start burning on my pupils. Now I'm focusing on the eyes because that tends to be our main focus of a portrait. So let's get going. Yeah, I took it to you, Greg. And I do apologize that my face is so red. My eczema has been acting up and I haven't been able to do my shot because of my medicine. Alright, so actually before I want to touch down with my burner, what I do quickly want to do is one, find my General's charcoal pencil. It's not where it's supposed to be. Is it over there? Is it over there?
Charcoal pencil?
Yes.
I don't see a charcoal pencil.
It's a General's charcoal pencil.
So it's green.
How am I? No, it's wood. Aha! It just moved it on my.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with this. I should have sharpened it. Not a big deal. If your photo has highlights, you can use this pencil to put in your highlights so you don't overburn them and then have to try to scratch them out. So we're going to put that in. And I think we're going to mainly focus on just one of the eyes because what you do on one eye, you're going to do on the other. So, what?
I can use this
no. That's for my oil painting.
Oh.
Alright, so
I
we got
use
that
it
in.
on the table.
So this is on Amazon.
That I messed up.
Do what?
I was going to use it on the table.
No.
That I messed up.
Did you use it on the table?
No, I didn't. I said I was going to.
You can.
What, I can?
Yeah, you can. I got other blades.
Okay.
Alright, so let's get going. Let's zoom you in. Look into my eyes. Relax. You shall burn my eyes. Hopefully I can get around the camera. Alrighty, so when I transferred, this pupil size is closer. So we're just going to focus on this eye. Actually, that way my brain's not having to fix things. So have my photo by. How dark is my pupil? So we'll look to see how dark my pupil is. And it's about this value. So let's go ahead and get that in. Now, with eyes, that feels off. That feels too low. Look at that. See, I already screwed up. But I'm not going to stress. In fact, we're going to take this opportunity to work on fixing it together. Because life happens. Things happen. And I will say that it is harder for me to burn on camera and talk to you guys. So I make more mistakes than I normally do off camera. So we're going to bring this up just a little bit. And all this is a piece of 400 sandpaper. I'm just going to lighten the whole thing actually. I can come back to fix it once I get everything else in.
Beryl wants to know if you're trying to put us to sleep.
Hey,
or just hypnotize us.
Yes. You are a pyro artist. Look into my eyes. This is a sanding stick. I've got them linked on Amazon, and I'm just using 400 grit sandpaper.
I have the power of sleep.
I'm going to turn down to 3 because that was a little darker to start off.
Just ignore it.
I totally did. Alright, so we're going to spend more time looking at our reference photo than we do our burning. And the reason for that is, and I need to do this, I'm going to split me in half.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a mom. We go through life split in half. It depends on how you take that.
Greg says.
Sorry.
Greg says, even though prepped correctly, you got one of those grain rising here on the boards. Oh, he's having problems with his grain rising.
Yeah,
Sometimes it happens.
It just, we're dealing with natural fibers.
Wood is organic. It is alive.
On some level, yes. And it just
cannot predict the chaos that will ensue.
I need to straighten out my eye a little bit here. And it's darker along the edge, so we're going to go ahead. I'm at 3 with my ball tip. So that's the closer your drawing is, the better.
I might need another cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm not putting anybody to sleep.
Huh? No, I'm tired. It's not you.
You slept late.
It's not you. It's me.
Yeah. Alrighty, so I lowered my heat down to 2.5.
Lower your heat and your expectations. Oh, coffee's kicking in.
So you may not need it.
Oh.
And I'm just going to kind of draw up some of the, I'm not going detailed, just some of the eyelashes. Now your eyelashes, they come down and up, down and up. They are not straight like sunshine rays when we're a kid where we're just drawing the lines. There's nuance to eyelashes. So they come out of the eye and then they curve up so that where they come out, it leaves a little cast shadow on your eye. So we got to include that for things to make sense. So I'm just going to put in my shadow so that I can try to erase some stuff. And where's my Tombow eraser? I haven't used that in a while. Somebody asked me about it. And this is a small area, so it's a perfect place to use it. I just got to find it. Aha, it's so little, it's hidden. Found it. Alright, so this is a tiny Tombow eraser, great for small areas. So I'm just going to go in here. What are you doing?
I'm yawning.
Alright, and if it erases some of the white from the charcoal, goodness, totally fine. We're going to go back and put the white.
Good
So
yawn.
I'm not stressing about it. There's also one spot where our water line is. We tend to have a highlight there because our eyes are moist, and so the moisture, the light hits it and it refracts. So that's why we've got some light here. So why don't we go ahead and just get some in here? Just so what we're doing are marking out some landmarks. We'll get some in here. And remember, the eye itself, the whites of your eyes are not straight white. They're never straight white. They have blood flowing through them. They get shadows. So you don't want to do those. I don't know why my pupil is so off.
It's worth pointing out too that just like skin color, not everybody has the same
Yes.
white color.
Some are blue, gray, green.
No, I mean the sclera, the white of your eye.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and so like.
And it changes.
In Native Americans, for instance, I can say that because I am Native American. Our eyes are typically not as white as.
Let's see.
Hmm?
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Look at me.
You're freaking me out.
I'm
Now-
just curious because I never heard that. So I'm
Yeah.
just
In
curious.
fact, yeah. So, but it just depends. So, don't make sure that you don't like say, all right, this is the color I'm always going to use for eyes, because that can throw off your portrait too, because people don't have the same color of the white of the eyes.
The lighting as well as what's around you will change the color as well.
Correct.
All right.
I'm
that's
going to go get another cup of coffee.
I'm gonna look at
Also,
switching over.
A better. I need a better pair of glasses.
So he's gonna make me look at the comments. Good.
You do the robot dance.
I don't need to do the robot dance.
You're in charge.
All right, so I know we have a lot of new people, so let's see here. So I'm going to try to make this at the top. I got a little carbon going on because I was burning on Jonathan. He has some dark areas, so I do have some carbon. The black down here is not carbon. The only carbon on here is at the tip. And I'm going to take my strop. I do have a cleaning video, but we'll just go over it real quickly. And there's some aluminum oxide already on here. I don't need any more. I just need to wipe my tip off a couple of times. And it's gone. You do not want to wipe off the black. The black is oxidized. I can't say it. Oxidized. It's caused by oxidized material. And it helps you to clean your tip easier. and also is part of the, so we don't want to lose it. So let me see if I got a better pen. And see, these are my 18M and my 18S. They're the ones I use the most, and they still look almost brand new. And it's just from trying to keep the pins happy. Since I'm using the 18S, I'm going to go up to 3. It's heating up. I need my photo. And what I'm going to do is draw out from the pupil. I don't want the spokes. We don't want spokes. But we do need to touch down where someplace is darker. If you touch down someplace that's darker, it kind of pulls the heat from your pen, so when you go to the next spot, you are less likely to get the dreaded blob. Alright, what's going on? You want to... Don't want your wrinkles smooth. You earn those things. See, now with this pen, I can also do the eyelashes. In fact, I haven't burned on basswood in a long while. And I forget that it takes heat differently than birch does. So I just bumped back down to 2.5. I'm using the tip. Gotta get the shadow in there. Alright, I was trying not to do this, but I got to move my board. It's easier to move your board than do gymnastics. At least for me. So now I can use the edge of this pen and tap in some of those eyelashes, and it's thin enough that we're not going to look like I have 10 coats of mascara on. And I know this looks outlined, but the outside of the sclera is lighter, or mine is darker. And most people, I think, are. Where'd my Tombow go? Alright. I actually like my Vanish Foreign one better. Let's get some of this away. And I can actually turn the heat down more to 2 in order to go with the lighter burn for the green part of my eyes. Drawing out. Now burning over the chalk. Some of it is used like a masking. Darker here, I'm just tapping down. It's already dark. And remember, when I get the rest of the stuff in, it will look better. Things always have an ugly stage, and sometimes that ugly stage can last a long time. It's sticking with it and not getting overly frustrated. If you need to walk away, totally understandable. Always try to come back to it, because you will learn so much even if you hate it. Curves in. Now what I'm going to do is, just so I can see my values, go back in, black. Now, we do have shading along the whites of our eyes at the corner. See, I recommended taking your photograph where you had shadows, because it helps make it feel more interesting besides good practice. I think that's a wrinkle, so I'm not going to outline a wrinkle. You don't outline the wrinkles, you burn kind of around them, because they're not lines, they're indents. Let's get that in there. Got some dark in here. It took so long. My lashes will have to go darker. Right now I'm just trying to block things in.
Sorry that took so long.
Why did it take so long?
Well, I went out there and I got the coffee, and then I got my glasses, and then I was on my way to come back in, and then Amber was looking at me all sad because she had no water.
Oh.
So I got her water, but then because
she walked away?
No, but then because I got the water, I also had to go to the bathroom. So I had to go to the bathroom. And here I am. And the story and the journey is over.
Turn.
Oh, that's much better.
Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Now, underneath the eyelid, we have to remember that shadow. That shadow is extremely important. What you wowing?
It's so much better.
Oh.
I can see.
And
it was actually not being able to see was making me sleepy.
Oh. Okay. And this is the first time I've ever drawn a portrait of myself in burning, so...
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, because you gifted me with that lovely watercolor of you.
And that was a watercolor.
Mm-hmm. And I've given you a portrait of myself.
It's hanging over there.
And you've given me a portrait of myself. Weird.
Alrighty, so let's see. You want to be able to erase as much of the graphite, especially near light areas, because the graphite will show through the burning and kind of dirty it up. And that's why once everything's on the board, I will also use the denatured alcohol to clean it up.
I don't like using denatured alcohol.
Why?
I only use good-natured alcohol. I don't like how intolerant and neutral the denatured alcohol is. I like the much more cheerful brand.
Much more cheerful brand. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have eyeliner on, but...
Didn't even skip a beat. She just kept going.
Because it's a dad joke.
Are you used to my nonsense? Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely. Some of these lashes actually come down. So get them to come down. Go over it.
I think everybody's working. The chat kind of stopped.
Oh.
Unless... No?
I said, oh.
No, I mean, that's good if they're working and they're working with you.
But they're not talking to me.
But you say, like, work with me, people. That actually is happening. They're working with you. So.
I never say work with me for that. In that.
Well,
context.
hypothetically, if you did.
Bad glare. Why didn't you tell me?
What glare?
Look at the.
I just got my better glasses.
There we go.
I was like Velma trying to find glasses.
I'm sorry, guys.
My glasses.
Your glasses. Let me see if I can adjust
glare.
This. Let me see. I did not realize it was so bright because I had my head down. Let's lighten it a little bit. Okay.
Maybe that's why they're not chatting. They're all trying to.
They can't see. They're
trying to find their sunglasses.
Probably. Is that better, guys? Can you see a little bit better?
Oh wow, that's better. I didn't even notice.
Oh god. One job. Two jobs. Two jobs.
And I do them poorly.
Alright, so I do want to darken the eyelashes before I go any further. Now for guys, unless you're wearing makeup, no judgment. You'll have to be careful on how dark you make them, or you'll look like you're wearing makeup even though you're not. I've switched over to the 9M writing tip. Sorry, Arlene, I didn't realize. Sorry. Glad it's better. Let's see, can I zoom more? It's not the total value that the final piece is going to be. I try to burn at least half, if not 3/4 of the tonal value I'm going to have the final. That way it's easier to go back and forth and balance once everything's blocked in. See, this tip is going to require more heat because I bumped it up to 2.5. I'm just waiting on the tip. wasn't hot enough for me. Alright, now you could do this with your small ball tip if you have that. You could up the heat on your 18S. I just want a little bit more control. And the darker is going to come from the bottom. Now I don't want it too thick at the top. So what I'm going to do is try to stick to the bottom. Like this. Because I can always darken with a thinner tip. And taking up that shadow.
Arlene has a crafter's / soldering tool.
Mm-hmm.
What tips would be comparable to what you're using?
This one would be the pointy one.
Like the conical one?
Yes.
Okay.
The pointy one. That's the only. I think that's the
Because
only.
there's like the pointy one, and then there's like, isn't there like a nib one, or is
The
that
writing, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go back and darken other areas, but we're just trying to get this in. Not going all the way to the top of the lashes. Okay. What is this? No outlines. We don't want outlines. And I'm thinking of doing 4 times a year a community project, and we'll try different styles and subjects. And I just realized that's too saturated.
What's saturated?
The color of the burn. My burn isn't that.
It's not that dark?
It's not that red.
Ah.
So I'm just trying. There we go. A little closer. Now the wood, because my camera's so close, it has changed the wood color. Because the wood color is actually that color. I'm just showing you that so that you see that my wood, because it's basswood, is not any real difference from. But it's because of my lighting, I think, that the wood changes. There we go. Alrighty. So right now, other than we had some darks in here from the pupil, because the pupil is going up to the eyelash. Get that in there. I can go back and scratch out any lights that I want. So I'm not going to stress right now. Now we're going to kind of work around the eye, because our eyes are spheres. When they're sitting in our heads, the muscle and skin lay over everything, and so they follow the shape both across and up and down of the sphere of your eye. Not going to be lines, it's going to be shadows and highlights that make. So like right here, we have too dark, 2.5. I can blow on the tip to lighten it a little bit. See, that went a little darker than I wanted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the graphite. See if that's part of the problem. And it is not. So we're going to take our little sanding stick, which is a fine sanding stick. You get them in a pack of 100. Rough on this side, smoother on this side. What it is it's cut off remnants of emery boards, nail files. There we go. Don't want it outlined. And then hot. This is something just happened. Shoot. Let's get some of this to where it's light enough. Again, that's just 400 sandpaper. And messing up, totally normal. Not gonna freak. That's gonna be our motto for this. Not gonna freak.
Not gonna freak.
Not gonna freak. Just keep telling yourself that. Not gonna freak. Not gonna freak. We're gonna stay cool and chill and okay with everything. Because that's the only way you're gonna learn is to keep chilled. Keep chilled. Now, I did not put mascara on my lower lashes, so that's why you can't really see them. And these are the eyelid wrinkles. If you notice, I'm not trying to outline, because some areas are darker. What I could do, just to make sure, is lighten them up a little bit. Just so that when I'm burning over them, the graphite is showing. Let's see. Normally for this I'd have headphones on. We started our recommendations, but we didn't. There's one that we kept forgetting to do.
What recommendations?
How we were doing our recommendations.
What recommendations for what though?
Music, movies.
Oh,
shows.
okay. Yeah, we didn't do that last week, huh?
We haven't done it for. I do have eyeshadow on, but I went as light as possible. So we're gonna get some shading in here. I'm trying to blend. I don't want a harsh line, especially since it's lighter here. Let's see here. We got a shadow here. Let's go back over here. That is a shadow that I have marked out as a line, which is why it's confusing me. Let's get rid of that. Do we have any questions as I'm kind of talking to myself a bit?
Arlene Romeo's question was the last one.
Alright.
So what recommendations? I mean...
Well, I didn't tell them about the John Butler album.
Oh, yeah.
And I absolutely recommend that.
Yeah, that is a very good album. That's probably my favorite album of his.
So if you like folksy rock, actually he's kind of in his own world. I've been listening to John Butler Trio and John Butler for years. I've met him twice. He's awesome. He's an Australian musician. And okay, so I know we have dark hair right here and darkness. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put that in just so I have a contrast to see as I'm going. Let's go up with the eye. I'm going to quickly put that in. I could actually up the heat because I'm going to go 3.5. 3.5 should be good. And I'm trying to stick to only a couple of pins, at least for the live, so I don't frustrate people. Alright. Alright, so we got this dark down. See, my glasses, there's only certain areas that are like full on dark. So I think I'm going to save those for when I'm just working myself. Alrighty. We're going to go back down to 2.5. I'm going to flip me up as I'm... See, we're getting an eye. Look at that. We're getting an eye.
I think that's really good.
I'm coming along, aren't I? I'm coming along. Let's see here. I'm trying not to make everybody dizzy, but at the same time, I'm failing. That's because I need to go this way. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Alrighty. So I'm back down to 2.5. I could have just blown on the tip to cool it off quicker, but alright, now I've moved the camera where it's totally in my way. And I'm special like that. Now, like I said, I'm going to come back and darken areas, so I'm not going to stress about it right now. I got some darks here. The reason I'm going outside the eye areas and just right here is because everything kind of is together. And sometimes for your brain, it's easier to pop around to different areas. I shouldn't have put the camera that close, because that was in my face. There we go. It helps your brain kind of relax, because you know if you're staring at something for too long, your brain's like, yeah, we're done for 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And shut down. So if you pop around, you keep your brain reactivating, which allows you to focus longer. And that's a physiological thing. Mm-hmm. I learned it in school. Am I special yet? Alright. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
You go back to Texas for a bit? Is that what happened?
I don't know what happened. I'm hot. I know that's happening.
Oh yeah, you're super hot.
No, I'm sweating.
Really?
The heater on. Yes.
You want the heater off?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. You just have to tell me.
Thank you. Hot. All right, let's get this. What I'm looking at is this right here. I can also go down and see. We can see that's my eyeshadow right there. You got the mascara, and so that's why I'm going between the two. Actually, though, I hadn't looked at my color like I should have. So we can see we got some makeup, we got shadow, little makeup, and makeup up here. I tried to go light. I tried to go as natural as possible. So,
Greg says yes. I pop around more better.
Yep. It just helps your brain stay awake. For a little while, I was actually having a problem with Jonathan doing the dark background. I kept dozing off doing a dark background. And I kept telling myself, there was a couple times I was like, I'm just drawing a line. I can close my eyes for a second. No, I can't. And I finally had to turn off. So it took a little longer than I expected. Don't burn when you're tired. Let's get that in there. Okay, blending some of that out. So right here, we do have my darker shadow. So I'm just using circular motions with the tip of the pen. This is a darker shadow, so I need to... It does kind of lighten up. So in doing the circulars, what I'm trying to do is fade out. Even though I'm not adjusting my heat, what I'm doing is adjusting my speed and going quicker, maybe not touching down as much. And then I can fade out my burn.
David Zinman is here. He has a question. Mm-hmm. He says, I'm burning on a box that has very soft wood. It's not pine. It's the area of their faces. Help, please.
Not pine. Definitely lower your heat. Like, if it's that soft of a wood, I imagine it's not taking a whole lot.
So you lower your heat and
definitely
build value slower?
Yes. Oh. Take your time more. Thank you. Now that I see down here. Take that time to slow down. Turn down your heat. Make sure that your drawing is correct. I've got a darker line area right here. That's why because like right now, I'm at 2.5. And Optima on birch does not burn that color at 2.5. And this, I guess, so this is birch right here. You can see the value. Look how big of a difference in value. And I'm doing the same thing, going over it. 2.5 versus on birch versus basswood. It makes a difference. So with each wood, you have to make those adjustments. This needs to be darker. Go down. trying to blend this out because I've noticed with me, if it doesn't look right on camera, in my brain I'm like kind of freaking out. Even though I shouldn't be.
I thought we weren't going to freak out.
That's what I'm saying, even though I shouldn't be. Like, that's really dark right there. But if I can blend it. This area is a little darker. So that's a little darker than I want right now. But, you know what? Rather than freaking out and trying to sand it back, I'm going to leave it because there's a good possibility that there's other areas that are this dark. And then I'd have to build them back up again. So, I mean, this for me is going to stand out like a sore thumb for a little while. So I won't forget to revisit it. Let's back you up.
David says you sound bad.
I sound bad? Oh, I've been sick for months now. Right now I have like a sinus infection. It's just not letting go of me at all. Let's see here. I need some of these dark around the glass frame just so this isn't throwing me off so much. And this goes back to bouncing around. Again, this is 2.5. We didn't see that on the birch. Nope, my test board is birch. That's why I'm having a little bit of an issue. And the reason I know that is I just tested, and it looks like the other piece of birch. Shoot fire!
Got wind, make music.
Yeah, got wind.
How much do the heat numbers differ from a coal wood and a razor tip?
Which one do you have before I say anything? I don't recommend either one of them. For good reason. I'm trying to be diplomatic right now. I don't want anybody to feel attacked if they happen to have one of those.
You got what you got.
You got what you got. Though you can always upgrade to a better burner. Aha, this is a piece of birch. Or basswood. Closer. Alright. Or maybe that's the same piece. Oh, shoot. Or whatever. Whatever. The Optima has a better low-end heat range than either one of those burners.
Razor tip.
You have a razor tip? If you're looking to upgrade from razor tip, and yes, I know that sounds like an oxymoron because you paid like $300 for the razor tip, so you thought you were upgrading, I would go with the Optima. It's actually a much better burner. It gives you more range. They only come in fixed tip, which is a good thing because you don't want interchangeable. Interchangeable are less heat stable. What I mean by that is as you have your pen and you're switching out tips, because there could be somewhat of a break between the connection as in they're not sealed together, oxidation, and I can't say that word, excuse me, starts forming between the tip and the pen. At least for Coalwood and Burnmaster, razor tips a little different because of how those tips are attached to the pen. But in doing that, there's less of a heat connection. There's less stable of a connection, which means as the pen goes, it loses heat.
Okay, because Got One Make Music says it seems like 2 to 3 does nothing.
No, not with an interchangeable razor tip. It does nothing. When I gave mine away to my nephew, he's 15, and he's been wanting to learn burning, and I had bought him a Walnut Hollow to see if he would stick to it. Since I don't like my razor tip, and it was giving me problems, I told him he could have my razor tip. He just had to upgrade the pins to Optima pins. Oops, wrong eye. In order to, once he figured out what tips he liked. And unfortunately, because he's been school and basketball, sports, and being a teenage boy, he'll get back to it. In fact, he wants me to come visit him so we could burn together. Go down to 2.
David's thanking you for your advice earlier.
Yeah, turn down that heat. Take your time. Softwood is a pain in the butt, but doable. So anyway, I know why this is throwing me off, because I don't have a harsh shadow anywhere else, so it feels very out of place. Alrighty. If you're looking to change burners, I would definitely go with the Optima over the razor tip. And see, I get every time, and the reason I asked what you had is because every time I kind of answer this question, I get a bunch of thumbs down, because people take it personal and feel like I'm attacking their burner, and that's not, and in by extension them, because I chose that burner. A lot of times you listen to other people and you see their work and you're like, awesome, I'm gonna go with that, and then you read some stuff on the internet that is actually incorrect, and I have addressed some of that with one of the companies. But I have actually ended up... Plug your ears. I don't want you to know this. Cover your ears.
What?
Cover your ears.
What?
Cover your ears. I spent over $1,000 on wood burners and pens and tips. Okay, you're good.
I actually heard that.
I was being silly. You already knew.
Yeah.
I was being silly.
Well,
that's all.
That was the time that you were freaking out a little bit.
Well, yeah, because Nib's burner went out of business, which is a burner I'd been using for 10 years. And I wouldn't have any kind of way to fix it or get any tips. And so I started freaking out.
Ray Telford wants to know what I've done to your voice. I didn't do anything.
He didn't do nothing, Ray. He didn't do nothing.
Was that you?
Hey, Art. Thank you.
Trying to adjust your voice?
No, this is my voice because I'm talking and talking and talking. We're watching it live go down the drain. I'm probably going to end up like Marge Simpson soon. And you're the one who's acquainted.
Oh, homie.
When I lose my voice and I
Yeah.
say, oh, homie, I could be Marge Simpson.
Yeah, and I sound like Clinton, so.
You do? I'd rather sound like Marge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is nothing personal against anybody's wood burner. I've spent over $1,000. Easily, if I sat down and calculate, it's probably closer to $1,500. And I'm very sensitive-wise touch and body, so I feel like a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't pay attention to. So I pay attention. I feel how I connect with the wood burner, my pens, and the wood as I'm burning. Yeah, this feels like
I would say, for people that don't know, which probably pretty much everybody here knows, but...
Well, we got some new people. We got new people to burning.
Your skin condition makes your skin sensitive.
Yeah.
And so that's
my lupus, too.
It's not just that you're super sensitive, or high maintenance.
Hey!
Yes, she is.
I'm Princess in the Pea with everything.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
Pretty much. You know what? We're going to pop up to eyebrows real quick, since they are part of our eyes. When you don't have your eyebrows, you may not.
So if you didn't want...
Like, party is missing.
If you didn't want to do your eyebrows in your self-portrait, you could just shave them off.
You could. You could. But I don't even color mine in. Why would I shave them off?
I don't want anybody to shave their eyebrows off.
No. All right. So eyebrows are not just straight lines. If you look, we see we have here. I'm going to go up to the color one because it'll be easy to see detail. They're not all going up and then curving around. Though some do. If women have their eyelashes manicured, I guess that's plucked, shaped, whatever we do. I don't do it. So anyway. We don't want the lines because in doing the lines it feels fake. And I'm sorry if you're a woman who does that with your real eyelashes. I'm not attacking you in any way. But if you notice, a lot of it's kind of... I'm going to get the black and white. Not zoomed. Kind of blurred out. You don't see definition. we have darker hair because it's my eyelashes, but we're not seeing, and this is the actual burning size, we're not seeing any kind of real details in our eyebrows. So we don't want to put the real details, like what our brain thinks is there. We don't want that. You may look close in the mirror and see it, but I'm going to use this for the eyes.
Teresa has a question.
Mm-hmm.
She just got some charcoal birchwood.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have to sand it first?
Yes. 220, 320, 400. It's personal choice as to whether or not you want to raise the grain. I've done both, and I don't see a huge difference burn-wise. Finish-wise, because the Trekell boards are a higher grade of birch.
Mm.
I haven't had a major problem with grain where you can see it.
Beryl has to go.
Bye, Beryl.
Bye, Beryl.
Alright, so I'm just going to put a little bit of shape and come to some of these strays. But then what we're going to use, I'm at 2 with the 18M, is we are going to, one, turn our board so that I'm not...
Greg says his eyebrows are wild wires at times. He needs to pat them down. Hey, if you get crazy wizard eyebrows, that can make a great portrait.
And some of those you will see, if the eyebrow hair is that long and has a mind of its own, you will see like some of the edges of it, and you might have a few groups, kind of like regular hair on your head coming down, but you're not going to see every single hair. So I would start off light with that and darken and separate as you go. Alright, so I'm using more of the flat of the pen like this and drawing across. I'm doing it light because I'm going to have to erase in order. Let's see, we got some darker here. And I didn't transfer it perfectly. You see that in my black and white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take
Arlene Romeo has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever recommend using a utility knife blade to card the surface of the wood instead of sanding?
Sure. In fact, with the pupil, I don't know if you were in it or not. With the pupil, I used my X-Acto knife to scrape the top layer. You don't want to dig into your wood. Maybe at the end, if you're putting in some highlights, oh, I gotta watch where I put the knife, doing some highlights. But when you're fixing, you don't want to gouge the wood. Just very lightly scrape the top to remove and kind of fix what you don't like. So do a little darker here. I'm still at 2. Now, if I speed up, I'm going to get a lighter burn. If I slow down, I'm going to get a darker burn. So right now I'm just kind of... And I got to remind myself, don't do my eyebrows the way I think they look. Do what I see in the photo. Because like right here, this hair is actually darker than the eyebrow is curving.
Greg says his wife gets swear snips to trim his eyebrows. And Artful Stella says, just got a wood burning machine. Can't wait to get started.
Awesome.
You're such an inspiration.
Oh, thank
Which
you.
I agree. You are.
I try. You either love me or hate me.
Well.
You're stuck with the love part. You can't change it now. I'm actually going to bump up to 3 to get some of these hairs, part of my bangs coming down, just so I can do some more erasing. They are darker, and I can go and blend out. Are we already at 12?
Yes, we are.
Oh, wow. That went fast. Goodness.
You've been focused.
I have. So, actually, I'm going to stop here because I don't want to make these too long so that people can feel like they're getting the gist of the information and a little easier to swallow. So we're going to back it out like this. Turn it like that so that you can see where we're going, and I'm going to pop my eyes off. Like that. Alrighty.
Okay.
Alrighty. turn this a little bit because I know the colors. Thank you, David. Oh, Artful. So Ray's asking Artful what machine they got. A single edge razor works better than X-Acto. You know, I've got all kinds of blades. In fact, let me see here. It's not there. Where is it? It's all going to be personal preference. Whatever's comfortable for you to hold. I can't find what I was looking for, so we're just going to have to be okay with that. Anyway, let's see if we have any last questions. Oh, good, Barb. I was hoping I was going to be informative. I have never burned me, so I'm out of my comfort zone as well. Like big time. And right now, my eye's in the ugly stage, and so I'm having to deal with that on camera, so I can definitely imagine how people deal with it off camera. And in my brain, what I mean by that is, in my brain dealing with, I have not check the swirling vortex of cuss words up my ceiling. Okay, I have not effed up yet. Beyond being able to fix it. Remember, pretty much, unless you crack the wood, or you burn so deep that you hit China, everything's pretty much fixable. And even if it isn't, it is not the end of the world. You're totally going to live, I promise. And in this, you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're doing something new. Join our group. And in the group, I have been tagging, because you can edit the post tags. If you look under post tags, it says 2020 self-portrait. I've been putting all the self-portrait under that tag. So once you go into the group, you just click on that and you'll see all the posts. So it'll make it easier than trying to go through the whole group and find everybody. Definitely slow down. We're taking our time. It is not a sprint. This is a marathon. What are you doing behind me? Oh, I thought you were making faces. Sorry.
No, I was just rubbing my eyes. I just took my glasses off.
Oh, you okay? Did you draw something?
No, I didn't actually. I was doing my job.
Oh, okay. Then I can't give you too hard of a time.
No, you can't. But you probably will.
Of course. So for next week's live, I should hopefully have both the eyes blocked in. In doing the eyes, I'm probably going to have to do my glasses as well. But we can kind of do a recap next week of that. So next week, I would say nose and cheek area right here. I think that's where we're going to go. Nose and down into the cheeks. And the following week, we will do the lips and getting this further down. And then that following week, I think we will do the neck and down into the bottom. And then we will be done with the face. We will hit the hair. And then we will do a final video of balancing and touching up and getting our darks where we want them, getting our lights in. And then we'd be done. What did I do?
Teresa and then Art Stella.
Yes, Teresa, 220, 320, and then 400. And I use an orbital sander. Thank you so much, Artful Stella. I appreciate that. And hopefully, I'd like to know who all is going to be doing this with us. I know Arlene is. I know Burl is. I know Greg is. Do we got a Barb? Do we got a David? I know Teresa is. She's waiting on her wood. Artful, are you going to join us in our community burning? Going once, going twice, going never. I'm sorry. I had hot cocoa.
Was there anything in that hot cocoa?
No.
Really?
Marshmallow.
Just sugar. Sugar's bad enough.
Yeah, yes, sugar. Yes, sugar. Alrighty. I think we got everything. I hope. I don't think we went over transferring. We did the pattern last week. I have an iCard on the pattern video that goes to this video because the playlist is going to be 2020 self-portrait, so that you can just go down those videos and have those playing. And since they're in a playlist, as we go along, it'll just autoplay to the next one. So you don't got to be doing that. Barb is doing it. Artful Stella is doing it. Yay! I'm so excited. I think there's more interest in doing this than World Pyrography Month in August. Talking to all of you. So I think a lot of people want Barb. It's okay if you're behind. I'm just hoping as many people do it, so it helps them learn so many different facets of burning, and burning yourself. You're learning to look at yourself differently and to be less harsh. And to just pay attention to what you see in the photo, not what you think your brain sees.
I'm going to burn myself. I'm just going to post a video of me in the yard on fire.
No, you'll burn down the trees.
Oh, that's it? Well, thank you for your concern.
You'll hurt the trees.
Thank you for your concern.
Don't hurt the trees.
Okay.
Oh, and if you haven't seen, Team Tree did reach 20 million trees. In fact, they reached 21 million trees. And I did donate a second time from the sale of the patterns. And you can continue to donate to them. Just the push to get to 20 million has been met. It was met last month.
Nice.
How awesome is that?
Save the planet.
And I think we ended up donating around 20 trees. I think that's what we're at.
Nice.
20 trees. Yep. And what I'll do is, I know that I said I would stop January this year on the donations, the $2 donations on the pattern, but I think I'm going to just bump it down to $1 and keep going.
Okay.
Because they're still taking them, so why not give them?
Right.
Plant more trees. Alrighty.
Which one of these do I hit? Is it the eye?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget that you are awesome. You can do this. You're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys. Bye. You just hit the end stream at top. Bye, bye, bye,
See,
bye. Oh, don't hit end stream. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Yes. Okay.
Whoa.
End.
Intense.
End.
All right.